Here's what you need to know. Starting May 7th, 2025, if you're 18 or older and flying within the US, you'll need a real ID to board any commercial flight. Let's talk about what that means and how to make sure you're ready. A real ID is a special kind of driver's license or state ID that meets federal rules to confirm your identity. It's designed to prevent fraud and keep air travel secure. Before you rush to the DMV, check your current ID. If it has a star in the top right corner, you're good to go. No star? You'll need to upgrade. If you're in New York or Michigan and have an enhanced driver's license, even without a star, that works too. Some might ask, what if I don't have a real ID? No worries. You can still fly with a US passport or passport card, a trusted traveler card like Global Entry, or a US military ID, but starting May 7th, showing up at the airport without one of these will get you turned away by TSA. So, plan ahead. To apply for your real ID, head to your local DMV. Here's what you'll need. Proof of identity. This could be your current ID, passport, or birth certificate. Proof of social security number. Your social security card or tax documents work. 2 documents showing your address, such as utility bills, bank statements, or similar. The process can take some time, so don't wait until the last minute. And remember, a real ID is only for domestic travel. It won't replace your passport for international trips. The real ID is ideal for domestic air travel and access to federal facilities. It's essentially a driver's license or state ID that meets federal security standards. The passport card is a compact alternative for limited international land or sea travel to Canada, Mexico, Caribbean, Bermuda, such as cruise vacations and domestic flights. It cannot be used for international air travel, but is valid as a real ID. Choose based on your travel needs. The real ID is perfect for domestic use, while the passport card is better for frequent trips to nearby countries by land or sea. Let's take a look at the difference between a real ID and a passport card. When deciding between a real ID and a passport card, it's essential to consider your travel needs and preferences. A real ID is ideal for domestic use, serving as a federally compliant form of identification for air travel within the US and access to federal facilities. In terms of cost, obtaining a real ID is generally more budget-friendly. The cost varies by state, but is often between $20 and $60. In contrast, a passport card costs $65 for adults. The application process for a real ID is also more straightforward, as it's handled by your local DMV. This can be quicker and more convenient than applying for a passport card through the U.S. Department of State, which may involve longer processing times and additional documentation. Another advantage of a real ID is that it can reflect state-specific preferences or customizations, such as gender markers or other personal details, which may not be as easily customizable on federal IDs like passport cards. However, if you plan to travel internationally by land or sea, such as cruise vacations to countries like Canada, Mexico, the Caribbean, or Bermuda, a passport card is a better choice. It provides the necessary documentation for these trips, whereas a real ID is not valid for international travel. Overall, if your travel plans are mostly domestic, a real ID is likely the more practical choice. It's convenient, cost-effective, and sufficient for all your domestic travel needs. However, if you anticipate traveling internationally, even if just by land or sea, a passport card offers the necessary flexibility. Some states offer mobile IDs, which are digital versions of your driver's license. But heads up, these only work in certain states with TSA approval. Honestly, it's easier just to get a real ID. Enhanced IDs are available in Michigan, Minnesota, New York, Vermont, and Washington. They prove U.S. citizenship and allow travel to Canada or Mexico by land or sea, but aren't valid for international flights. Flying internationally? Let's talk passports. If you already have a U.S. passport or passport card, you're all set for domestic and international travel. Some people avoid carrying passports for short trips because they're afraid of losing them. But here's good news. You can now renew passports online if you meet certain criteria, like being over 25 and having an old passport issued more than 10 years ago. It's super convenient. Are you planning a trip to Europe? Starting mid-2025, Europe will roll out the ETS system for travelers from visa-free countries like the US. Think of it as an RSVP before entering Europe's Schengen zone, a group of popular European countries. The process is quick and costs only €7. Just fill out an online application with your passport details and travel plans. It's that simple. To wrap it up, get your real ID if you don't already have one, renew your passport if needed, and stay on top of new travel rules like ETS for Europe. If this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button for more travel tips, give it a like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy travels!